Okay, so what began as a brainstorming to find an opponent to challenge Cody Rhodes for his WWE Championship has turned into a 12-man mini tournament to crown the greatest WWE Champion of all time. And selecting the participants was no easy feat in this. And so I thought I would say a few words about who has ended up in here and how they have ended up in this tournament. Because when you start talking about greatest of all time champions, there's always some debate involved. So let's take a look at the breakdown. These are the 12 that are in the championship tournament, and as you can see, the way this is set up, there are going to be 4 triple threat matches, and the winner of each one of these 4 triple threats will end up in a fatal 4-way elimination match, and the winner of that match will basically end up the permanent men's champion. Because, honestly, I focus more on women's wrestling. I don't do a whole lot in the singles area with the men's wrestling, other than, recreating classic matches, things like that. I don't really have a quote-unquote storyline going there. So this turned into its own thing. So basically, for the most part, most of the people on this list, I don't see a whole lot of debate. Most of them absolutely belong here, and most people are going to agree to most of this. There are 2 outliers that jump out to me that people might nitpick about, and I'm going to explain the justification for those right now, so slow down, don't get crazy yet. First one is Ric Flair, over there in match number 1. Now, you're talking greatest WWE champions of all time. Ric Flair, not so much WWE champion, but pre-WWE, Ric Flair, you cannot deny his legacy and what he's done. And I already have Ric Flair as a wrestler in the game, and it just felt wrong to not include him in this. The other one that I can see people arguing about why is he on my greatest of all time list would be Cody Rhodes. Because obviously he only recently became the champion and hasn't really had time to establish any kind of real legacy as a champion yet. Despite obviously the family heritage of the Rhodeses and all that. But the reason Cody Rhodes is in this tournament is because he is the current reigning champion. And I don't feel right just stripping the title off of someone to hand it off to, somebody else. I felt that if he had to give him an opportunity to defend the title that he currently holds. Everybody else, basically, I did quite a few online searches looking for greatest WWE champions of all time lists. And the other 10, other than Flair and Rhodes, the other 10 are people that showed up on these lists consistently, every single one of them. So of course, going from the top, left to right, there's Ric Flair, we've got John Cena, Bret Hart, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Bruno Sammartino. Second row, starting over at number 3, we've got Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. And these are the ones that just kept showing up on those greatest of all time lists. And I completely put my own personal feelings aside on it. Otherwise, I can guarantee you The Undertaker would be here somewhere. And you can't deny the legacy of The Undertaker. But when you're looking at lists of greatest champions of all time, you can argue easily that Undertaker is the greatest WWE wrestler of all time. I personally feel that. Maybe, you can talk about people who have, more technical skill, more of that, but just overall presence and legacy, Undertaker's my pick every time. Anyway, so we're going to have these 4 triple threat matches, and the winner of the 4 of these, like I said, are going into this fatal 4-way. The fatal 4-way match will be an elimination match, and the last one standing will be crowned with the WWE Men's Championship, and they're pretty much just going to hang on to it forever because, like I said, I don't really do anything with the men's singles side of things, and the only ones I really have as far as the men's characters I've created all tend to be tag team stuff. Like I made Sideshow, I made Omnicide, and of course I've got the old gods, Jesus and Lucifer, and then the other religious ones, but those, they all kind of compete in different areas. So that's why these characters are there. That's why these guys have made this list. Like I said, I tried to keep it as impartial as possible. And like I said, Flair, I just felt, it just felt wrong to not include Flair. And Cody Rhodes, I felt had to be in there just because he earned the spot as being the current champion, and that, you know, he deserves the chance to defend his title. And if he can win his triple threat and then win the Fatal 4-Way, he's going to hang on to that belt. But obviously, he's got some stiff competition. But that's it. That's why I created those, and that's how this mini tournament's going to work. So yeah, let's get down and get into the matches.